We got a new bombshell email that's just been exposed showing that Sleepy Joe did in fact pay for Hunter's legal bills, and one of them was to a Chinese government-controlled company. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest bombshell coming from the laptop from hell. We're going to see how members of Congress are pushing for the appointing of a special prosecutor, and stick with the very end of this video when I'll reveal the ironic twist that it may be a censorship-free Twitter that ends up bringing the Biden regime down. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Stevie with you. Great to be with you. As always, I'm your daily fake news antidote, so come on into your Patriot Professor's Den. We're helping to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you've already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe. Before we begin, as many of you know, we have had some issues behind the scenes here on this channel, and many of you have been so kind as to ask how you can help support me in the midst of all that. And really, the single best way to help support this channel during this time is to click on the link below and sign up with our Change America program. Change America is a program that rounds off your purchases to the nearest dollar. And with that spare change, you can support this channel and other organizations that are dedicated to defending and promoting the values of faith, family, and freedom that we all care most deeply about. It's an absolutely wonderful program where you can make a difference just by purchasing a cup of coffee. It's that cool. So make sure to click on the link below to sign up or learn more about our Change America initiative. And gang, I cannot thank you enough for your support of me in this channel during this time. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We've got some breaking revelations with the Hunter Biden laptop from hell, which is really nothing less than the gift that keeps on giving, exposing just how corrupt the Biden crime family really is. The latest revelation is an email where Sleepy Joe, the big guy, right, bumbling Biden, actually agreed to cover more than $800,000 in bills racked up by Hunter, including legal fees tied to Hunter's controversial overseas business dealings. Business dealings about which Sleepy Joe has been adamant he has had absolutely no discussions whatsoever with Hunter. We now know that is not true. In an email sent out on January 17, 2019, a message written by Hunter Biden's personal assistant was sent to a Virginia accountant, and here is what the email said. I spoke with Hunter today regarding his bills. It's my understanding that Hunt's dad, that's Sleepy Joe, Hunt's dad, will cover these bills in the short term as Hunter transitions in his career. I have a list of the current bills of which I am aware. I have attached the list below. I'm sure we will need to go over all this to make a smooth transition. Many I can log into and change bank accounts, or I can give you the logins. At any rate, I wanted to get the ball rolling. Now, you'll notice, too, that the email began with the greeting, "Hello, VP team," and it was CC'd to Hunter, as well as to a fellow by the name of Richard Rufner, who was a personal aide to Sleepy Joe. It's been confirmed that among the debts listed in the attached spreadsheet, $28,000 was owed for, quote, BHR restructuring, an apparent reference to the Chinese company Bohai Harvest RST Equity Investment Fund, which is a state-controlled bank of China. As it turns out, Hunter held a 10% stake in the company. Back in D.C., the disgrace of an Attorney General, Merrick Garland, apparently has no time to conduct an investigation into the illicit dealings of Hunter and Old Joe. He's, of course, been too busy weaponizing the FBI to treat parents concerned at school board meetings as domestic terrorists. Well, asked directly at a recent hearing on the status of the federal tax and finance investigation into Hunter Biden, as well as when he's going to appoint a special counsel to obviously investigate Sleepy Joe's involvement in all of this, Merrick Garland refused to answer. Simply said that there was no need, in his opinion, in his untarnished, unbiased opinion, to appoint a special counsel. In fact, Senator Bill Hagerty pressed Garland on whether he had any reason to dispute the evidence that indicates that bumbling Biden was involved with and using money from Hunter Biden's business deals. Hagerty was referring to the emails on the laptop that designated bumbling Biden as the big guy who got a cut in Hunter's Chinese business dealings. According to an investigation by the British Daily, the term big guy returns a total of 41 hits when searching throughout Hunter's email. So it was clearly being used as, I guess you could call it, a code for Sleepy Joe. And it appeared in a now infamous email sent from James Gilliar, a business partner of Hunter Biden's. And here's how the email reads. At the moment, there's a provisional agreement that the equity will be distributed as follows. 20% for H, that's Hunter. 20 RW, that's a fellow by the name of Rob Walker, a business associate of Hunter's. 20 JG, that's Gilliar writing the email. 20% for TB, now that's a fellow by the name of Tony Bobulinski, who has come forward to testify against Hunter and Sleepy Joe. 10% for Jim, that's Sleepy Joe's brother, Jim Biden. And then, of course, we got 10% held by H, that's Hunter, for the big guy. Now, Tony Bobulinski has confirmed in sworn testimony that the big guy is indeed Joe Biden. And as is evident by the email, this big guy, Sleepy Joe, was supposed to receive 10% equity in a deal with the Chinese energy firm CEFC. We now know, based on documents presented by Republican Senator Ron Johnson, along with bank statements on Hunter Biden's laptop, that millions of dollars were paid by the Chinese company CEFC to Hunter and his business partner. We also now know, based on the emails and Bobulinski's testimony, that Sleepy Joe did indeed meet with Hunter's business associates on multiple occasions. We also now know that Joe and Hunter commingled their finances and shared bank accounts, with Hunter actually covering their family expenses and travel with his supposedly illicitly gained multi-millions. In short, what we know from the emails and the Bobulinski testimony, that's key. Those are your two key evidential grounds in this case. We don't just have emails and pictures from the laptop. We also have eyewitness testimony coming from Tony Bobulinski. Both of these sources implicate the entire Biden family as having not only illicitly profited off of Biden's office as vice president, but they did so inordinately with CCP money. And so Garland was presented a short précis of this and asked point blank, do you have any reason to doubt the mass preponderance of evidence that indicates Joe Biden personally profited off of Hunter's business dealings? And crickets. Garland had nothing to say. His silence was embarrassing enough. Now, for his part, Elon Musk had something to say about all this. But first, what do you think of my shirt here? Let's go, Brandon, right? Well, you can get your own by clicking on the link below and visiting our merch store. This is one of the best ways that you can support this channel, all the while spreading Patriot hope far and wide. So get something for yourself, get something for the Patriots in your life. Go to store.turleytalks.com. That is store.turleytalks.com. Elon Musk, the new owner of Twitter, chimed in with his opinion on the Hunter Biden laptop. Musk responded to a Politico story that detailed how a Twitter executive who was in part responsible for banning Trump, as well as censoring the Hunter Biden laptop story, was actually brought to tears at a company meeting when discussing Musk's take over the platform. In response, Musk tweeted out, quote, "Suspending the Twitter account of a major news organization for publishing a truthful story was obviously incredibly inappropriate." So we all know by now the New York Post originally published a bombshell report just before the election, exposing the existence of tens of thousands of emails that detail how Joe Biden's son, Hunter, leveraged his political access in a series of illicit overseas business deals after the Post got a copy of the hard drive from the laptop. And this, to me, is perhaps what's so interesting in all this. Would it not be would it not be ironic justice if Biden were ultimately brought down precisely because of the freedom of information unleashed on the very Twitter platform that originally and shamefully shilled for him in their deliberate attempts at burying the Hunter Biden story? In other words, would it not be deliciously ironic if the very platform that woke activists used to help elect Biden ends up being the very same platform that helps to bring his regime down precisely because the censorship has been lifted? I mean, only time will tell, but as more and more emails from the laptop from hell come to the surface, one thing seems very clear. However unpopular Joe Biden appears to be now will pale in comparison to when the full force of the evidence is made public on the world's now uncensored public forum. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video on the walls closing in on Hillary. We have some new bombshell revelations coming from the Durham investigation. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.